What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you. Records this time. 6 different records from 5 bands. All of them pretty much dabble in evil, darkness, and straight-up brutality. Let's get this one started. The first record I'm going to show you is of a band that made its way into my top 20 list of last year, and this is the very first vinyl record that I ever owned from this band. This is only going to be the start of getting many more records to come from this particular project. This is Evangelists with their 2015 album, Enthralled to the Void of Bliss. Damn. I seriously love this band. I loved everything that Evangelists had ever put out. Everything got more darker, weirder, and obscure by the second. Just very ritualistic, very evil, avant-garde sort of black metal and death metal influences going on with this release. And it's just really sensational to listen to. I mean, there's even stuff on here that doesn't even sound like metal. It just sounds weird. It's like there's the song Alchemy, which delves into ambient trip-hop sort of stuff, which is weird and you don't see that coming. But I think they pull it off with that song. As with the rest of this album, I think it's sensational to listen to. Still holds up to me very much. And this holds a little bit of sentimental value to me because I got this record directly from Matron Thorn himself, so I'm really grateful that I was able to get a copy of this directly through him. And the difference between this vinyl version and the CD version that's available through 20 Bucks Spin is that the 7th track on the CD isn't on this vinyl version, I guess because of the length of the song. Probably would have made it too heavy to fit onto one record, which I think that's what they were going for with the vinyl release. I mean, would have loved to have heard Meditation of Transcendental Evil on vinyl, but I don't know. Maybe there's a second press idea or something, I don't know. It's cool any which way you look at it, but it still holds up very nicely. Comes with this sheet here of the artwork that you saw on the Digipack CD. Got the sigil, the credits and everything. Yeah, like I said, the 7th track is on the CD version. It's not on the vinyl version, for those of you who aren't aware of that. Comes with a digital download card, and I happen to get me one of the very nice color variants. This is the gold black splatter color. As per usual with 20 Bucks Spin releases, the vinyl colors and sounds of this is really, really incredible. I really love the job that they did with this particular sounding record here. It looks great, and it sounds great too. Still holds up to me to this very day. I had a great time with this, and if you want to get to know Evangelist a little better, definitely listen to Enthralled to the Void of Bliss. This is such a great, great album. Worth owning on any kind of format, to be perfectly honest. From the Void of the Abysscape to the Void of Hellenic Black Thrash. This is NECROCHAKAL with Profanation of the Gods. I believe this was originally released in 2014 through Weirdface Productions, and this got a vinyl version that came out last year. It was a collaborative effort between Weirdface Productions and Demon Seed Records, which is a label run by the Patchmaster from Hell, Tom Mandias. It was pretty cool of him to get involved in releasing this particular EP, but anyway, about NECROCHAKAL, they're based out of Greece, and they play this really, really intense, heavy-sounding hybrid of both black metal and thrash metal. Very aggressive, in-your-face, old-school style through and through, and I think it sounds fantastic. Great pace, great riffs, great vocals, lots of stuff to be on the lookout for. Praise the Crucifix, Impetuous Profanation, Kingdom of Blasphemous Thorns, just some straight-out evil, evil shit. I mean, this is a really, really sick album cover here to behold here. Of course, you have the band logo on here. You have the back with the track listing, and this is a hand number. There's only 100 made of these. Mine is numbered 84 out of 100. So this is a very, very limited vinyl version. I think there's a CD version of this too, but any which way, it's pretty damn cool to hear. Got a little insert here with the lyric sheet. Lyrics on one side, and on the back you have the band members looking all blasphemous and cult and shit. Really great job with this sheet here. This came with 2 lyric sheets, I should say. I don't know why it came with 2 of them, but pretty cool. Maybe something to hold the record, I don't know. But anyway, speaking of the record, I have one of the limited variants here. This is black vinyl with some nice colored splatter here. Very nice job done here with the vinyl splatter here. You don't really get to see the splatter all that well. It's probably better if you see it in person, but it's a good looking record, and it's a good sounding record too. And seeing as how it's a colored variant, it also came with this woven patch of the band logo. Looks very nice. It's a very nicely done patch here, so shout out to Tom Mendias for making something so very, very cool. But yeah, if you're into Hellenic black metal, if you're into black thrash, check out NECROCHAKAL. This is a really, really killer band. The next 4 records I'm going to show you I got from Ominous Domain. Once again, top quality distro, worth buying your black metal or death metal stuff from. Just some seriously great selections to be had here. Great shipping and handling, very much of the highest recommendation. These first 2 records are reissues from Century Media Records. Some may have their mixed feelings about the label, but when it comes to some of their recent reissues of older albums, I think in the case of some releases, I think they do fantastic work. These 2 that I'm about to show you are no exception. This first one here is a mandatory thrash metal classic, and you can tell it's a classic from the minute you look at it. This is Demolition Hammer with their debut full-length Tortured Existence. I mean, just look at this guy. Melting flesh, tortured agony, just an intense album cover, so intimidating to look at. But beneath the crazy album cover art, you have probably one of the most consistently punishing pieces of thrash metal you'll ever hear in your life. I mean, seriously great stuff. I mean, songs like 44 Caliber Brain Surgery, Crippling Velocity, Hydrophobia, Mercenary Aggression, just some incredibly devastating stuff. There was this photo going around on this band's Facebook page of I guess, an amp and a guitar or something like that. Maybe the signs are there that this band is going to get back together and start playing shows or making music. I really have no idea what the whole basis of that picture is, but it's just leading a lot of speculation and ideas to be brought forward here. But yeah, very memorable debut album. Of course, the album they came out with after this is fucking killer too, but I prefer Tortured Existence personally. Comes out a printed inner sleeve. You got the lyrics on one side. On the other side, you have the band members, band logo, credits. Of course, rest in peace, Vinny Days, the drummer and vocalist for the band. And this is a seriously great sounding record too. It comes on a very nice, heavyweight, 180-gram white vinyl. Very beautiful vinyl color here. It sounds great too. You gotta have... A heavy album needs to have a heavyweight record, in my opinion, and I think Demolition Hammer do great justice with Tortured Existence. A classic album in the annals of thrash metal, death metal, underground metal, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is such a great album. And the next of the Century Media reissues is an absolute Hall of Fame level death metal classic. If you're a fan of New York death metal and you don't have this release, or you don't know what this release is, I really don't know what to say to you other than to get in the midst of looking for this and buying this. Any which version you can, preferably the ones that are original and true. This is Pyrexia with their debut full-length Sermon of Mockery. Yeah. This is such a fucking great record. 2015 Century Media reissue. Probably one of the most stacked and best sounding reissue packages I've ever heard. Not because of the fact they included the full-length album on this year, but of what else they included in the midst of things. Not only do you have Sermon of Mockery, but you also have their 1992 Liturgy of Impurity demo, some live tracks, and the EP that they did with Keith DeVito on vocals, Hatred, Anger, and Disgust. Seriously a benchmark for not only New York death metal, but the whole prototype of what brutal death metal can sound like. An album like Sermon of Mockery is extremely highly influential if you want to know about the early roots of not only New York death metal, but the sentient stages of brutal death metal. An album like Sermon of Mockery is very much responsible for a genre like that getting birthed, and I think it really does feel and sound amazing as it ever did almost 20 plus years later. I mean, such a bang-up job here with this album. Not only the album, but the packaging. You have a gatefold here, which is more of the artwork that's being used on here. Track listing on the back. And you got two Predator sleeves here. This first one, you have a collage of band photos from the band's history. And then on the back, you have the lyrics and credits. Of course, Guy Marchese is playing in Suffocation nowadays. You have the great Chris Basile on bass. Of course, you have Keith DeVito, who did his time in, what do you call it? Eternal Bleeding as of recently. And then you got this other Predator sleeve. Old Pyrexia logo. And some flyers posted together for historical effects. And like the last record I showed you, this is some heavyweight shit too. Both come on green 180 gram vinyl. This feels heavy, and it sounds heavy too. Seriously great job done by Century Media with this reissue. The packaging is good, the records sound great, the presentation is awesome, and very much if you have been looking for a version of this that's not overly expensive on eBay or Discogs, get yourself the version that Century Media put out, whether it's CD or vinyl, any variant, which way. This is some sensational New York death metal. This is a benchmark for the genre. Absolutely amazing album. And these last two records in this video I'm going to show you are of the same band. And I've been wanting to complete this band's album discography on vinyl for quite a long time, and I'm very happy that I was able to do so. And I'm talking about Inquisition. Of course, aside from their most recent full-length, I have 3 of the Tome Edition records that Hell's Headbangers put out. They did fantastic jobs with those particular reissues, but I needed to get these particular versions for the collection, and I'm very happy to have them. And I would say that these are the 2 most underrated records in this band's discography. So I'm going to get started here with Magnificent Glorification of Lucifer. As you can see, this is a different sort of album cover design done by the great Paolo Girardi. It's a very beautiful album cover here. I want to say this was released in 2004. Originally this came out on No Colors Records, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, this is such a killer Inquisition album. Probably an album that doesn't get the love I feel it deserves. I mean, it has probably one of the most famous Inquisition songs of all time with the song Crush the Jewish Prophet. Very controversial song, but also very, very awesomely executed. I mean, songs like Of Blood of Darkness We Are Born, Impaled by the Cryptic Horns of Baphomet, Dark Mutilation Rites, just some seriously great songs on here. I love the vocals, I love the musicianship, I love the rawness. It just feels like an Inquisition record, and I think they did an amazing job with Magnificent Glorification of Lucifer. It's such a damn good record. You have the gatefold here. On this side you have the songs and lyrics. On this side you have the original album cover art, which was of course done by Antichrist Kramer. And you have the band members and credits and information. And these are both on 45 RPM cut records. And the color variant for this one is a semi-translucent brown vinyl. Let me make sure I have it on the correct. Let me make sure it looks correct. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you have the Inquisition eye here. Such little use for grooves because some of these songs are really, really lengthy. It's like 1 or 2 tracks per record, per side of the record. But that's fine. Inquisition can definitely make something like this work. And I think this is a really great sounding record too. Season of Mist did a very badass job. Of course you have the foil embossment here on this cover. Very, very awesome. Very good job with Magnificent Glorification of Lucifer. Very good album. And the last record is the other Inquisition record that I needed to finish off my vinyl discography. And I'm talking about Nefarious Dismal Orations. Another Paolo Girardi cover. This one's a lot more elaborate looking than the previous one. Very beautifully done, very apocalyptic, very hellish. I love the way that this one looks. Of course you have the back of the record here. More emphasis on foil embossment. Very nicely done here. Another really underrated Inquisition album, and another one I feel deserves a lot more love and appreciation than I think it already gets. Nocturnal Gatherings and Wicked Rites, Strike of the Morning Star, Infernal Evocation of Torment, Before the Symbol of Satan We Bow and Praise. Such an amazing fucking set of songs here. You open the gatefold, you have even more awesome foil embossment here. You got the lyrics and stuff. And as the previous record, this has the artwork by Antichrist Kramer. Very, very beautiful artwork done here. Band and album credits on here. Going back to Magnificent Glorification of Lucifer, I think that was limited to 325 copies, that brown version. And I believe this is limited to 275 copies, this particular variant. 45 RPM vinyl on translucent blue vinyl. Pretty different kind of color scheme in comparison to the colors that's on the album, but whatever. It sounds fantastic, and I think this is another great package well done here by Season of Mist. It sounds really, really awesome to listen to. Another really incredible Inquisition album. I still think Ominous Doctrines of the Perpetual Mystical Macrocosm, or whatever the album's called, still the top Inquisition record for me, but I think this band's discography as a whole is sensational to listen to, so check out Nefarious Dismal Oration by Inquisition. Both of the early 2000s Inquisition records are amazing, so yeah. That's it. I'm going to leave you some links to some selected links to some of the bands I talked about in this video. If you happen to have any of these releases or own any of these releases, let me know what you think of them and how you feel about them, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to conclude this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.